Hi viewers, welcome to Gani's YouTube channel. In this tutorial, I am going to explain you how to create this type of connection in Tekla Structures with this example. Okay, let's start. Open Tekla Structures with Indian environment. Now we're going to see our example. In our example, we have two beams with the profile ISMB 250, both. Now we have this connection. In this connection, we have this plate is welded to this left beam and bolted to this right beam with the dimension like this. Now I have the bolt diameter 16 dia bolt and the plate thickness 10 thickness and width 140 by 263. Okay, in section you can see this is the beam and this is the plate like this. Okay, now I'm going to create this type of connection. Before that we need to create beams, so go to Tekla Structures. Now I'm going to create beam, so click on steel and select this beam and pick the first point here and pick the second point here. Right click on mouse, interrupt, zoom it here. Now I'm going to edit this beam. In our example, we have ISMB 250, so double click on this beam. By default, we have profile ISMB 300, but we require ISMB 250, so you can directly type here. Otherwise, you can click on here. Now click on this ISMB 250, then click on apply. OK. Now click on modify to see the result like this. Now close this window. Now I'm going to split this beam into two parts. So click on edit and select this split option and select this beam and pick position at middle. Right click on interrupt. You can see now I have two beams. Use the shortcut Control 4 for render view. Now I'm going to change this beam color, so double click on it. Now let's take class 2. Now click on modify and close it. You can see now I have two beams. Okay, now I'm going to create connection between these two beams with this example. You can see like this. So go to application components by using the shortcut Control F. In search bar, type number 33 and scroll it down. You can see you'll get this component, tab plate number 33 component. Select this component and pick the main part as a left beam and pick the second part as a right beam. Now close this window, right click on mouse, interrupt, click on space, right click on mouse to drawing. Use the shortcut Control R and pick the rotation point at the middle and use the Control and mouse middle button to rotate like this. In our example, we have plate near side, so we need to change this plate position near side. So right click on mouse, interrupt. Now double click on this component symbol. Click on this parameters tab. Now by default we have right side this plate. Now click on it and let's take this left side plate option. Now pan it here. Click on modify to see the result. You can see you will get like this. Now close this window. Click on space, right click on mouse, review. Okay, now I'm going to change this plate thickness and bolt size and plate width and length. So in our example, we have plate thickness 10 millimeter. So double click on this component symbol. Now click on this parts tab. Let's take plate thickness 10 millimeter. You can see in our example we have plate thickness 10 millimeter and width 140. Let's take thickness 10 millimeter. Now click on modify to see the result. You can see now this plate thickness should be 10 millimeter. Now click on this picture tab. In picture tab you can control the spacing between these two beams. In our example we have space between these two beams 6 millimeter. So enter here 6 millimeter. Now click on modify. You can see now the space between these two beams should be 6 millimeter. Now coming to this bolt spacing, click on this bolt tab. In bolt tab you can control this bolt size. In our example we have bolt size 16 dia. So you can see now we need to take here bolt size 16 dia. By default we are going to take bolt standard default with this 8.8 XOX. As per your design you can change the bolt standard from this list. And tolerance we're going to take 2 millimeter by default. Now click on modify to see the result. You can see now this bolt size should be 16 dia. Now coming to bolt spacing, you can see we have this example. This is the plate length, in our example this length, and this is the plate width, in our example this width. You can see now I have the spacing 35 millimeter from bolt to edge of this plate in vertical direction. You can see bolt to edge of this plate vertical direction we have 35 millimeter edge distance. So from bolt to edge of this plate, we need to enter here in this box 35 millimeter. Similarly, in the bottom side also we have spacing between bolt to edge of this plate. In vertical direction we have 35 millimeter. So bolt to edge of this plate, we need to enter here 35 millimeter. Now coming to number of bolts in horizontal direction, we have 1 and 2 in widthwise. This is the plate width. Now we need to enter here in the small box number of bolts in horizontal direction. You can see this is 1 and this is the 2. So we need to enter here 2, and the spacing between this bolt to this bolt spacing we have 70 millimeter. So we need to enter here 70. Now click on modify. You can see now this 35 indicates the spacing between bolt to edge of this plate. This spacing should be 35 millimeter. Now this 2 indicates the number of bolts in horizontal direction 1 and 2. This 2 indicates this number of bolts 2 in horizontal direction. This 70 indicates the spacing between these two bolts 1 and this bolt spacing 70 millimeter. Now this 35 indicates the spacing between bolt to edge of this plate. Now coming to in the lengthwise direction, we can see now edge of this plate to first bolt distance we have 40 millimeter. So from edge of this plate to first bolt distance, coming to this box, we need to enter here 40. So enter here 40. Now coming to this small box, we need to enter number of bolts in vertical direction. You can see 1 and 2. So we need to enter here 2, and the spacing from this bolt to this bolt distance we have 70 millimeter. So enter here 70. Now coming to here, from middle of this spacing to this bolt spacing we need to enter here. For example, you can see now the spacing between these two beams we have 6 millimeter, and edge to this bolt spacing we have 47. We need to enter from middle of this spacing to this bolt spacing. So half of this 6 we have 3, and plus this 47 we need to enter here 50. Now click on modify. You can see you will get like this. Now coming to this projection, from edge of this beam to edge of this plate we have dimension 100 millimeter. So click on this picture tab. You can see from edge of this beam to edge of this plate distance we need to enter here 100 millimeters from this dimension. So enter here 100. Now click on modify. You can see now this projection should be 100 millimeter in left side beam. Now coming to the spacing, from first bolt to top of this beam we have 80 millimeter spacing from bolt to edge of this beam, top of beam symbol. Now click on this both tab. Now coming to here, you need to select top and enter here 80 millimeter this option. Now click on modify. You can see now from top of beam to first bolt distance should be 80 millimeter. If you want to place this plate exactly middle of this beam, then you need to select middle and remove this dimension. Now click on modify. You can see now this plate should be at the middle of this beam. According to our example, we need to take from top of beam to first bolt distance 80 millimeter. So click on here and select top and enter here 80 from top of beam to first bolt distance. Now click on modify. You can see now top of beam to first bolt distance should be 80 millimeter. Click on modify, apply, OK. Click on space, right click on mouse, return. Okay, use the shortcut shift 4 for render view for component. Okay, you'll get like this. Okay, that's it about how to create this type of connection in Tekla Structures with this example. If you like this video, please like it and share it. If you have any doubts, please comment below. For more Tekla Structure related videos, please go to my channel youtube.com/GaniSK. I will provide this link in the description below of this video. Please go through it and come here. Under videos, you can find out so many Tekla Structure related videos. I hope these videos might be helpful to you. And at the top right corner, please click on subscribe button. If you subscribe, you will get notification or updates when I upload a new video. So please click on subscribe. Okay, thank you.